I hope you're warmed up and ready to shimmy. When we do the Egyptian shimmy, which is what this series is all about, what we're going to be using the most, we really use our quads as well as our hamstrings. So the big muscles in the front of our thighs and the muscles on the back of our thighs. There are loads of other muscles that are engaged as well, smaller ones that will help not least stabilize your hips and help you stabilize your knees as you're doing it. But nevertheless, it's those big muscle groups that are really working. So getting them warm and full of energy before you get started will really help. Finding your basic dance position. So feet hip width apart, knees nice and soft, tailbone is melting down to the floor 30% or so. We're nice and tall, lifting up out through the crown of our head, shoulders up, back onto the back where they live, okay? And all of that is really important as well, because if you're trying to shimmy whilst looking down, you're already doing yourself a really big disfavor with your posture and the technique. So don't forget your posture, okay? Think about less what it looks like for this time being and more about what it feels like, because that is very, very vital. Start by finding your feet. And then we're going to relax one knee, allowing the hip to come down. And then we're going to straighten that knee and relax the other knee. So you get that basic movement of your shimmy, which is seen from the side, your one knee going forwards, the other one going back, but it's not locking, and then the other one going back, the other one straightening. And this constant motion forwards and back is the basic of our shimmy. You'll have your quads working and your hamstrings, and you can always try and put your hands on and actually feel how much muscle you'll have to use just to kind of get this movement going. Now, you'll need to relax your pelvis so that it melts down and not shoots out, because if you're doing that, you're already blocking your shimmy here. So the pelvis stays in neutral and we stay nice and lifted. Knees never lock. And what do I mean about locking? Well, if you're locking your knees, you're going to be pushing them back, and you will actually feel that your kneecaps are just kind of locking on. And then as you're relaxing your knees, the kneecaps come off and they can move again. Not so technical, but it basically means that you're ready for that movement. So if you feel that you stop and start, make sure you're not actually locking your knees. And I always say this to my students, stand casually. Are you locking your knees? See what it feels like, and then make sure it doesn't ever feel like that when you're dancing. We're going to have basic shimmy going. So your hips going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And we're going to keep it nice and slow. See if you can keep the rhythm 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Without losing the momentum or the power and the frequency. Take a nice deep breath in, arms come over your head. And down. And again, arms over the head. And down. Arms over the head. And down. Is your shimmy still going? This is still a shimmy. It's just very slow. If you feel that one leg's taking over, might be the stronger one. Most people have got one leg that's longer or shorter than the other one. That can also have the impact. But we're trying to keep it nice and steady and breathe all whilst we're still shimmying. Still shimmying? Okay. Still keeping the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Not speeding up. Not yet. We're going to take the arms out. And just do a tiny bit of snake arms here. Make sure that you're still going 1, 2, 1, 2. Arms come up. Arms come down. And relax, shake out. So for some of you, you might have felt that. Others, you might have gone like, yeah, but I really, really want it to go faster. But what I really want you to do at the moment is actually feel the effect on your thigh as you're doing this shimmy and trying to create or maintain that momentum. So today's challenge for you is make sure you do at least 1, maybe 2 minutes if you fancy, at this kind of speed. Just a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 shimmy. You can do it whilst you're brushing your teeth. You can do it whilst you're waiting for the kettle to boil. If you're working, maybe you have to stand and wait at the photocopier or something. Try and squeeze it in. 1 minute minimum, okay? See you tomorrow for more of a shimmy.